Okay. So Kyle, you're also going AS MONACO GAMBIT then?
No, VIRTUS.PRO. Come on, man. This is the laning phase is going to get out of hand, and it's that same deal where I'm just gyro mid. The Storm losing matchup. GPK
Just
Storm.
you wait. He's gonna kill that timber saw.
I'm leaving the panel. I'm going back to Owen.
Right, bye,
He
Kyle.
speaks sense.
He actually has to do that, guys. He's not trying to. He's just trying to make himself look cool.
So you have more problems with this Ursa than all of the questionable. Okay, they're going IO again. They're going gyrocopter. It's oh hey, the game's already started. Hey, let's go over to the casters, shall we? As I'm sure we don't want to miss out on the early smoke action. So Kyle and Owen, take it away.
Thank you very much, Cam. Yes, let's find out how things go down and if the Ursa does work out or not. As we heard, Brian obviously having his concerns. I mean, for you, Kyle, you don't have concerns? You think the Ursa's a perfectly fine pick here?
I think that they could have taken any of the heroes BSJ can play, and they would have been just fine, with the exception of possibly, I mean, even PL would have been all right. It's just that I think the opening and the Wisp limit ASM MONACO GAMBIT so much here. You know, you look at the heroes, Axe, Tusk, Shadow Shaman, they set up their allies to deal damage. Wisp doesn't really deal that physical DPS, and a mid gyro I just haven't seen have too much success. I've got a lot of faith in my boy No One. I just think there might have been better options. I don't think this hero will do enough for them from 15 minutes on and beyond.
Sure. I mean, the hero, of course, it did get buffed, but not in any sort of way that you feel is going to sort of change the outcome of a gyro versus Storm in the mid lane. Like the extra flat cannon, great for farming, the fighting down the line, but the actual lane situation, you feel GPK's going to be able to have a good time in the matchup.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, you can even just compare the stats. Gyro, 48 plus 2 damage. Storm, 58 plus 2, 6 armor. Gyro, also 6 armor, sure, but he has to start with the Quelling Blade. That's how big this last hit disparity is.
We'll see. We'll see how well No One's able to play the lane into GPK, or if GPK is able to easily out-farm him in the 1v1. Looking at some of the side lanes, any concerns for any of the heroes here on these matchups that we're seeing?
I think bottom can get real spooky. It is a Shadow Shaman, one of the better laning 4 positions, but Undying is just so scary in this sense. Just spam Q. I mean, you'll tank damage all day. You don't mind. Narrowly missing the double decay. Oh, but one downside. Couriers get 1 shot. SoNNeikO rolls high. 71 to 78 damage. It did just enough to kill the courier.
And then up on the top lane, we're going to see Dream have another slow start when it comes to hitting the creeps. But I mean, are they going to have kill potential like we saw last time? You know, Dream was able to run away with a lot of kills in the lane.
No, I'd say this one's even worse, right? I mean, Timbersaw, you relish this opportunity. As Brian was saying, you know, you open with 2 strength heroes. I'm a Timbersaw. I'm going to eat your stats. You'll lose HP. At some point, you're going to hit level 3, and suddenly you don't die. There's just no chance. Save, however, he will die.
Positioned a little too aggressive. TM definitely able to do a lot of damage back towards Dream. Not enough to kill him, but Save going down and also losing his courier. So another couple of nice finds there for AS MONACO GAMBIT on the top lane.
Just trying to make it challenging. This is what he did in the last game. Couple of feeds, but still made sure that DM had a decent start. Although I would like him to play a little safer. You just don't need to defend a Timbersaw the same way as you do have to die to defend a Venomancer. I think DM is perfectly capable of taking care of himself up top.
Seeing on the other lanes, the mid lane farm pretty even so far between the two of them. Down bottom, Nightfall not being slowed down at the moment by AfterLife in this duo lane. As the Ursa is able to farm perfectly fine.
And so far, so good, though. And the same deal as the previous game as among ASM GAMBIT out to an early lead. But we'll see how they're able to utilize it as this game continues.
We see AfterLife actually giving Nightfall quite a bit of a chase here. Nightfall is able to pick up the Ring of the Health from the side secret shop, and he does still have the Fairy Fire. He's going to go for the TP out. Still with level 1 on SoNNeikO. Not any catch to put a stop to that, so he's back to the lane. And now with the Ring of Health, he's going to be a lot harder to try and harass out of this area.
Cheeky there from no one, glyphing the wave, making it so that GPK should miss some hits. Nope, they'll actually collect them all. He knows what he's doing. No one does steal his rune, however. The flak change does make this mid gyro a lot more effective. Just, you know, 50% more flaks, level 1's pretty solid. But at the moment, VP out to a slight CS lead in effectively all of their lanes. And top, though, that's the one I'm real concerned about, because DM now, he can pretty much play alone. And you're not killing him. He went for the Soul Ring build, still has only used 1 tango in this lane. He's going to be able to 1v2 pretty soon.
You see bottom lane. Tombstone's going to get dropped down, but every time it's going to be that avenue for an escape with the TP.
Ooh, mid lane. GPK not 6 yet. Here comes SoNNeikO.
What? It's under the tower, GPK. TP's coming in. A lot of damage with the rocket rush. It's not enough. GPK actually able to get out, as they didn't quite have enough there with even with the level 3 rocket barrage. Couldn't quite bring him down.
That is so huge. They really wanted that kill. That would have got no one 6. Then maybe you can even make another move once GPK TP's back when he wouldn't be 6. However, he's going to bait now. Ward placed by SoNNeikO. I don't think he knows Save is in the vicinity still. Look at GPK's positioning. Playing away from the rocket.
I mean, SoNNeikO really wants to go, but
and credit to Save. He did change his build a bit. He skipped Hex first game, not again. Recognized, you know, maybe I should ensure I have that to stop this Tusk damage during his tag team. So he has the 1 death in lane instead of the 3.
I'll see that on the replay again, just how close it got. Either for the Fairy Fire on GPK. And let's get out the last moment as the shackles came. Sorry, the homing missiles came to an end. As so close. A right click away. I mean, less than a right click away with how low he got. Crucial time, though, to make sure he doesn't go down. And his farm continues to be an even trade. Nothing said and done. The mid matchup, and no one has done very well as the gyro. 35 for 8 against the 32 for 2. He's got a lot out of this, so no one has got a pretty solid game ahead of him as this gyro that's had free farm in the mid lane, and of course that solo XP as well.
Save, man. Just stay away from mid lane.
Gonna get in onto GPK, so he did the damage this time round. Again, it's not quite enough.
Oh, he's gonna hit 6 off just another creep.
I mean, 2 times now where they've got so close to bringing him down, and it's just not enough. GPK is able to live. That's got to be mildly frustrating there for MONACO GAMBIT.
That's putting it mildly, and that's just brutal. You need this gyro to get ahead. It is not a good matchup as this game gets later, and GPK even grabbing the DD rune. Won't even check. Okay, he'll check for the bounty, but now he'll know Tusk has grabbed it. They're gonna hunt him.
There we have it. Zip, close in, set up with the slow. They've got the stun. First move here from GPK will warrant him a kill.
Gotta be happy with that. Feeling very good. Bottom there. Here comes the rotation. Level 6 on AfterLife. Level 6 on the gyrocopter. Nightfall, not super thrilled with how this lane has gone. Axe just continuing to pull the lane. He is free farming under tower, but now he's gonna feel a bit spooked.
And not quite having his level 6 either, so. And they want to punish this. Nice jukes here from Nightfall. And he will show himself once again, but now TPs are coming in.
Cancelled. Whoa, whoa. Was that a misclick? I have no idea.
It was cancelled by choice. No one was in position to forcefully cancel the TP, so they decided to bail on Nightfall. I mean, he'll hit the 6, but with 4 heroes down here, he is looking very, very dead.
Wow.
They will manage to take him down. I mean, maybe the decision was made, even if you do throw another hero down there, unlikely you deal with the 4 of them.
It's an Undying with Tomb, though. I mean, did someone else? I mean, I guess they don't want to bring DM out of there, but if DM TPs, that whole move is done for. But at the end of the day, you will lose an Undying or an Ursa, but they're not going to push. But now they'll bring the Timber. He has secured top tower, no more objective to be taken, so now you move out and take the lane most likely to be ganked into. That dive would not work. We're at DM bottom. Is that, what item is no one going? Drums. Okay, so this typical aggro gyro build treads into drums.
No, he's going to have good timing on it. Fits the pace of the game that he wants to play, as they are going to look for the fights here, MONACO GAMBIT, so they can brawl as much as they can, whilst the Ursa is on that stage of the game where he's still on that long build-up of the first major farming item.
Yeah, this game is AfterLife's going to be going phase, rushing the blink. Okay, makes sense. And this whole game comes down to, do you trust in Wisp, right? Because VIRTUS.PRO's lineup is very straightforward. It lifted straight from EG's playbook. Yeah, me. No armor stacks.
And with the overbearing magical damage they've got, DM. He's getting low, actually not low enough. He's able to get the chain off. And DM actually going to survive another sort of full brunt of the attack coming out from MONACO GAMBIT that isn't enough to get the core kill. It will find save, but just struggling to find these cores. Couldn't kill the mid lane.
Gotta be careful.
Storm off a few times. GPK now DM. He's healed up quite a bit.
What?
They've got enough damage this time round as they're chasing it. They will find it.
Where is the Undying? Kingslayer, my man.
Oh, he
no
didn't
teleport.
have a TP.
No teleport, and this is why. Even if you die bottom, I actually think he had to just be in that area, right? Like, why isn't Undying here? This hero doesn't push waves. He fights. They are diving your tier 1s. They are killing your allies. Move.
Oh, it's definitely been a bit costly for VP down on that bottom lane. MONACO GAMBIT now a 2k lead with the moves that they've managed to make down there, taking the tower.
That's huge, and that you really don't want that to happen, because Timber, that's his space. That's where he wants to play, and he's far more effective if he's allowed to pressure the Gambit side of the map. You want him to die behind tier 1. You know, forcing 4 heroes to rotate, but that lack of tower now makes the map much less safe for Nightfall, and he's going to retreat to his own jungle.
How's that timing looking on Nightfall?
Yeah, through top 3 net worth, now all dire heroes.
He's sort of away from the Battle Fury. Once he has that, we'll have the opportunity to farm at a pace that will help catch up. Of course, Io and Gyro, they're still 2 heroes with excellent farming capabilities down to their abilities alone. It's the smoke up from VP. See if they can get a jump. It's a little tricky though, as there's MONACO GAMBIT are paired underneath the tier 1 tower. And GPK is going to try and make a move. Set things up onto Immersion, and they will burst him quickly, efficiently.
They got him. Houston, they have handled the problem. Everything dropped, including the tombstone. Yeah, that means the mid tower is almost certainly done for. You don't have the team fight right now to fight into tomb, which is the main reason I took issue with Kingslayer's movements, because his presence forces ASM.GMB to go somewhere else. Look at the stacking. Although that looks a little more impressive, I think, with the way we have that scaled. 3 stacks was represented as a lot more impactful than 1.
I mean, although we saw a group effort there, all members of the team on MONACO GAMBIT doing their part to set up the jungle for Dream, and for No One, I would imagine, as well. He's probably taken some of the stacks.
I was thinking about it. Oh, GPK closing in on the Orchid, but not the Dream game by any means. I expected him to have a bit of a better start here. You know, he's 101, 74 last hits, but 6th place in net worth.
Yeah, No One definitely coming out of the early game better than GPK was able to do on his Storm. The mid gyro has worked very well so far. Even in sort of a game where there were those 2 situations where they did just miss out on a kill onto GPK. It didn't matter. You know, No One's still ahead.
Yeah, blink on Axe. Be really careful here if you're VP. Oh, nice.
Yeah, DM immediately checking out the situation. Making sure there's no chance for MONACO GAMBIT to get that jump. I say that the AfterLife still able to find a way over. As he's in, onto save, they committed with the snowball, they close the gap in onto the line. Jump from Nightfall as he's looking to try and turn this fight around. There's going to be a buyback from Save. GPK zips straight over towards No One, but No One's being tethered. Healed up by Dream. He still get burst. Save's got the thing that gets the kill. AfterLife's back in with a 4-man cool, but there just isn't the follow-up anymore from AS MONACO GAMBIT. As it's a beautiful play getting the 4 of them, but there's no damage to follow up as the gyro's dead, the combo's already been used. AS MONACO GAMBIT, they've got to back off as the buyback from Save will set up for VP to turn and get 2 kills in response.
Oh, and I was ready to, I mean, that's why you're the expert, because I almost started screaming about Seb. But yeah, there was no follow-up whatsoever. And the 4 heroes are like, oh, okay, that was cute. And they just kill 2 extra. You can see the initiation isn't bad, but it's away from the wards and the tower. And all of a sudden, once again, that tomb goes down. All attacks onto it. Yeah, sure, you take it out, but the damage is going onto the timber saw. That target doesn't die. All of a sudden, no one's in trouble. And we again look at this carry Wisp. What is his impact? Big taunt. But then what? Tusk Rasta, we discussed it. There's no damage. All of these 4 heroes, it's a setup for damage, and no one is dead. And by that I mean no one. The gyrocopter is dead.
If he was alive, there would have been a completely different situation, but he'd already been dealt with, and the kickback there from VP.
Timber with the hood and the arcane soul, like he's just so strong. He does not die. Orchid soon to be complete on Storm as well. He's running right back to base to grab it. And then it's go time. They cannot defend mid tower, but I imagine they're gonna look to make a smoke move ASAP.
The Orchid done now on GPK.
Battle Fury on the Ursa. And to BSJ's credit, I do understand why he would have preferred a different hero, but ultimately, I think as long as the VP carry selection can scale, you're happy. And Battle Fury Ursa certainly will do so. You're forced to go fighting items on this gyro. It's just the nature of the draft, so Drums BKB will be the choice. But it's a very similar situation as the previous game. This is Storm Ursa going accelerating items. A timber saw offlane compared to an axe. Their damage output will be exponentially greater as this game continues. ASM Gambit, they need to just win every single fight from here on out. And with the Orchid reveal, this next one will be challenging.
Good move here, though, from AS MONACO GAMBIT. Keeping themselves close together, knowing there's a high chance that VP were on the hunt. And in fact, looking to kick back at them as they're going to come in with their own smoke. AS MONACO GAMBIT. Nightfall is pushing out top alone. If they can catch him on his way out here, as they've got a good read of his position. They're in with the jump, the follow-up Hex. They're going to have the lockdown, and there's no chance of anybody getting anywhere close to be able to give Nightfall a chance of getting out of there. So Kingslayer dropped down the tombstone. VP are going to still try and fight back despite losing the Ursa. They've got the control and damage to take down SoNNeikO.
Really nice tombstone positioning. If you get it into the pit, there's no chance Gyro can pick it off. But this time, Gambit wisely do not contest the area of the map that VIRTUS.PRO are looking to turn and fight you in. It's, anybody who's seen The Patriot should know, or The King. There's a lot of movies with the same concept. They send out the initial forces, fake the retreat, and the reinforcements are there, ready to kill you.
Did you just spoil those movies, or is that not a key part of the story? I don't know. I've not seen these movies.
You haven't seen either?
No. Well, I don't need to now. You told me the plot. He's in the jungle.
Did he finger him?
He did.
Save.
Oh, no, he didn't actually. No, he cancelled it. He held back after the initial animation.
Okay, credit.
And Temptation definitely would have been there for the start, but you're right.
Hey,
you know, it's still level 1, very long cooldown. You've got to save when it's needed.
Pretty cool, though, because maybe you don't know. Maybe you're like, oh, I got fingered. And then you check your combat log. Or maybe you don't know how to do that. Like,
no, that's true. If you don't check the combat log there, they could be making the call that fingers down. You're right, no. But these are professional players. I'm sure they look at.
You'd be surprised what professional players can get wrong.
Oh, we'll see. If they, maybe in the next fight they're going to get caught out by a surprise finger if they assume it's on cooldown. I mean, very risky to do that. I guess you have a very small frame where the actual visual animation is out, but obviously the damage hasn't been done, so you can pull it back.
Radiant are scanning.
I mean, think about it. There's a lot of people watching right now who are thinking to themselves, I've never left an Aegis after I killed Roshan. I've never had an item destroyed, but, you know, not everybody can say that. Not a lot of pros can say that. The Rosh is the play. Very easily done when the Timber can tank it with the assistance of the Tomb, but you gotta be careful. If they fight into Tomb, it's tough. If you wait for it to fade, it's very Gambit favored. BKB reveal. No stacks on the Timber. Careful.
And they're trying to get in on this. They make the jump, AfterLife's in, they get the taunt off. Roshan's going to go down to VP. Can VP pick it up in time? No, they can't. As AS MONACO GAMBIT, they're able to get the snatch. AfterLife picks it up on the axe. They've got the Hex control onto Nightfall as they bring down the Ursa. There's 3 dead on VP. As AS MONACO GAMBIT get in at a perfect time. AfterLife able to taunt Nightfall, hold him in position, stop him from being able to pick it up.
Wow, I'm shocked that they didn't invest more resources. You know, this is the danger. Timber, because he didn't have stacks, didn't feel confident using his body to prevent the entrance into the pit. Thus, the Axe is able to move forward, get the blink taunt. If Ursa gets Aegis there, I think that fight might go completely differently, but instead, Save is actually caught out. Again, because the Timber isn't able to properly zone. And the BKB reveal. Once Gyro moves forward, there's nothing you have on the side of VIRTUS.PRO to stop a BKB Gyro. This is also your answer to the Tombstone. You know, we did discredit the pick in the draft, but ultimately, this is your hard counter to Undying. Tomb is not a real tool with this BKB Gyro. Just pop the flag, all zombies die. Stupendous. You can ignore it effectively.
I mean, no one's just having a brilliant game, and a game that you sort of assumed in the draft that you felt what GPK would be able to do more in the lane to just stop Noam from getting his momentum as early as he did.
Well, just thought he would do more in the game as well. He's been very quiet. You know, his kill death isn't bad. 204, sure, but his net worth doesn't reflect the space I feel he's been given. A part of that could be, of course, that Ursa has been taking his top triangle for most of this game. But yeah, just thought we might see a little more progression. Not the ideal hero for team fighting, though, keep in mind. He wants to make moves like we're looking to see them set up bottom. Just find SoNNeikO, get the Orchid off, easy kill. But this could be spooky. The whole lineup of Dire is approaching, and Save and GPK may bite off more than they can chew if they look to make this move. Blink ready online.
Spooky.
This is not going to end well for them.
Are they going to show themselves? I mean,
They scanned him.
They've scanned him. GPK's already out of there.
Radiant's
So
bottom
safe.
tower
They'll blink away. They're not going to try and stick around longer than they need to. And it's a good job they didn't, as AS MONACO GAMBIT comes searching along the tree line after that scan, but VP's away.
So this game, it's all going to be about the initiation. So as VP, you need a BKB on your Ursa. That's going to be what you're waiting for. Wouldn't mind having one on the Storm as well. You initiate onto the Shadow Shaman or the Tusk, and preferably have a Tombstone already placed on high ground that spots the Axe, prevents the blink in counter initiation.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Get a couple of pickoffs, clean up those supports with ease. Nice move here by SoNNeikO. Trying to get a setup onto the Timber if he pushes this a little too far.
Oh, Axe light.
Save. He's going to go for this. They've got GPK close enough to zip in, finger down. Are they going to be able to bring him down? They will. They drag him back into Remnant Hillfall. We'll see what AS MONACO GAMBIT can get in return. Save. It just evaporates there to the damage from the two of them.
I love that play from VP. Like, they just forced a full rotation to a dead part of the map. Meanwhile, Nightfall's been farming this entire time. Remember that gold lead? That was 4K a couple minutes ago. And all that's changed since then was VP losing a tier 2. But the XP gap, the gold gap, has closed little by little as they start to outfarm on the map. That Battle Fury is starting to pay dividends. BKB soon to be completed as well. And then the Ursa gets threatening.
Sure, because in these fights with the BKB up, AS MONACO GAMBIT, they're just not going to kill a BKB Ursa right now.
Radiant's middle tower is
They can kite him a bit, and that's going to be their choice, I would imagine. We shall see. No one going for the Sanjin Yasha next item. You can understand it might want more damage, but SNY is just such a great item with the status resist now. Gives Gyro everything that he wants. Little bit of damage, that survivability as they go.
On the try for the jump.
Remember, he's got BKB.
Train they go on to no one, but the snowball stave's going to come out in time. Gives no one the chance to get the BKB off as they roll straight over towards Save, take down the Lion. Shaman takes a fall here in return, and the BKB and Enrage pop Nightfall. He's having a run. Whoa. He's having to use this to get away. DM's going to get back in there, but Nightfall, he's going to be cautious about how he initiates. No BKB, no Enrage. Still finds the opportunity to get in on top of AfterLife and Immersion, in fact. Now DM, he's actually moving over to push back no one as well. No one's got to run. I mean, it looked like it was not going to go too great there for VP with Nightfall having to use the BKB in the ult quite early,
Yeah.
but DM's still able to just charge into the 4 of them.
The X factor is this Timbersaw. This is the true carry of this VP lineup. This BKB on Gyro is starting to get lower. He doesn't die. The big disparity in this draft is that Axe, he's good for a blink taunt. That's it. That's his effectiveness in a team fight. That's all a setup, right? He's throwing the alley-oop. Timber provides the dunk. The damage output here, absurd. I'm really shocked. Like, where was Ursa in this fight, right? They get the kill onto SoNNeikO off
Here
to
he
the
comes.
side.
So early BKB though.
And he pops in rage. He's like, oh, I got to get out of here. If he turns and
And then
fights
DM's
here,
just like, we're going in.
yeah. Like, I don't think there was taunt available. That could have been even worse for Gambit. But, like, just look at the damage. Oh, my God. DM.
Always ready for a fight.
Gosh, a huge nightmare.
Is he
for-
chewing gum right now? He's just like, oh, look at his lips. Oh, my God. That's terrifying. He wants a snack. And he sees quite a few on the enemy side.
He's definitely in the zone right now, DM. What's he doing on the KDA? 5, 1, and 4.
Now, BSJ, he's talking about playing with swagger. I mean, that is swagger personified right there. They didn't drop a single series in their group stage, right? Or did they lose to Navi and I'm crazy? I thought
The group stage, you mean last league?
7-0. Last league.
Oh, I believe they won every series, right?
Yeah. This is child's play for them. I think they'd be disappointed were they to drop the map. DD bottled on the Ursa this next fight. They want to get him a blink dagger before it starts if possible. That'd be huge for them, but he's already back in base, so it won't happen. Hold up. I like the choice to go blink instead of Sanjay. You already have another hero that can provide initiation for you with the Lion. You have Storm. So you want this ability to go from a screen away, immediately, boom, all your heroes ready to rock and roll. DM, no stacks, got to be careful. But he doesn't mind being initiated upon.
DM just going to get the Lotus off in time. That's going to give the chance for them to jump in over towards SoNNeikO on the backline. They get the stun control onto the Axe AfterLife. He's going to get Hex taken down as VP they're found too. DM getting a little low. Solar Appeal comes out. He's able to find the Timber Chain off to the side. DM, he's out of there. He'll live. And now the zip in for GPK. Use that last bit of mana to control the gyro, but the roll is there from Immersion straight over to GPK as GPK and Kingslayer fall.
Always ready for a fight.
Radiant structures.
And this Ursa just not having much fight impact whatsoever. Surprised GPK went back in there. Shout out to DM though. He perfectly found a path through those trees. Looked like he was
Radiant's middle tower
what's the sport called where you're in that suit and you fly and it's really dangerous, but people still go through bridges and tunnels anyway? Wingsuiting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right through.
Yeah. And he's back in. He's going to go straight into them this time, though, as they get the jump on. No one's gone. As he's pushing him. He weren't ready for that at all. AS MONACO GAMBIT were not prepared for VP to punch back at them as they were just nonchalantly pushing down the mid lane. And now they're going to get Dream as well.
No, had the
Okay.
BKB. Gets the reveal.
They've not got anything to stop it. They haven't. All right, so Dream will manage to BKB and save himself, but that's no one gone for a minute.
You can't afford to make mistakes like that against this kind of draft, though, Owen. That is huge.
On top lane.
Much gold.
Little freebie here for GPK by the looks of it.
Dire's
That's all I say, that's
middle tower
SoNNeikO.
is under attack.
Is he going to play here? He's got the shackle,
Oh, no.
but
that-
ultimately still dead.
It could have been cool. He was trying to get one more glimmer off, but unfortunately, GPK did so much damage that it was not possible. Shout out as well. 4 players. Take note. Buy your own dust. Don't ask me for it. Buy it yourself. Get some solo kills. Be a good Dota player.
We're saved.
Cannot be saved.
No, he was chilling there. I mean, obviously we're relying too heavily on the shard upgrade of his mana drain. Feeling invincible with the spell immunity, but of course lots of ways to work around that spell immunity. Smoke up from AS MONACO GAMBIT. Look at his strike while Save is down. VP no. So they're out of there. DM pushing out top.
Spidey Senses was right on top of a ward. Has his own shard. You see the flamethrower going off.
VP just making sure that they themselves aren't caught by surprise here. They know that AS MONACO GAMBIT's off the map looking for action.
But it's just so tough now. You can't really initiate on the Ursa anymore because of the BKB. right under a smoke or ward. They're gonna smoke. They saw them in the river.
Yeah, they should know that this is coming as MONACO GAMBIT, so they can prepare for this.
GPK, BKB prepared. This is a huge timing.
They're going to drop the wards. They're going to open it onto DM, but already on the back lines. Nightfall's going to find the commitment on towards SoNNeikO. As they jump straight away onto the Shaman, they'll bring him down. Now they turn over towards the Axe. Nightfall in, and with the burst for a save, they'll bring down the Axe. 2 buybacks immediately coming out from AS MONACO GAMBIT. They're going to look to try and turn this one around. Nightfall will fall, jump from the onto the back line. They're starting, gets the 2 of them, catches Dream, catches no one. GPK is out of mana. DM still continues to fight. He's incredibly low HP, but they can't quite finish him off. He's still got the burst available. AfterLife finally able to find the dunk to bring him down. No one up on the high ground will fall. A save brings him out. The call AfterLife still alive. They can manage to control Kingslayer enough to keep AfterLife safe, and Immersion's back in. Gets the jump on to save, and now Kingslayer, the last one left standing here for VP, looking to get slowly brought down. The Hex is out. AfterLife comes in for the finishing smash there, as AS MONACO GAMBIT bring down the entirety of VP with some smart buybacks.
Yeah, they did lose 4, though. It looks a little deceiving, but do keep in mind that was on a double buyback required, so really a 4 for 5. Gold spent probably evens things out. The XP will go in ASM Gambit's favor. That fight really well executed by VP, but DM unfortunately just did not survive long enough to finish off those low HP heroes. He very narrowly could have just killed Immersion. I think if he Lotus Orbs himself, maybe that removes Battle Hunger in time to prevent the damage output, but either way, real close. Love the decision to go Solar Crest. Also, we talk about it. They don't have much damage. It's all about boosting up the gyro, so he's putting that on him nearly every fight. But I'm still a bit spooked. DM, that Shiva's coming up next. We have a very scary item to have to deal with. Nightfall also not really dealing too much damage, it feels like. Have not felt his presence. Has his own shard now.
Yeah, most of the damage has really been down to DM and GPK getting the jump before the BKBs come out. A little harder to do that now, though, with the butterfly complete on no one.
That's
nothing to fight through this evasion.
I was hoping we'd see that. That's a perfect item choice in this spot. Storm can't really itemize against it. He's too underfarmed to be thinking about a Bloodthorn anytime soon. And Ursa, you know, he already just committed to the Sange. MKB will not be in the cards for some time.
And now not only the gyro with evasion done, Halberd complete on Dream. So now got 2 cores.
Yeah.
That at this stage of the game are going to be very hard for VP to take down in these fights.
This is a great itemization.
Stupendous.
Roche will still be the next contest. This one does have a shard. Kingslayer has no wards. They're going to spot the one up on that hill, but aren't able to take it down. So VP will be forced to take this fight under vision if they want to invade woods here.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, I gotta say, ASM.GMB looking pretty strong. I again point to the Storm net worth. Just doesn't feel like GPK. His scoreline is deceiving. He's 6-2-11, but it feels like one of those games that Storm just didn't have any space. It's very odd.
Every single move's having to be made into the entirety of ASM.GMB. It seems as they're gonna step into the pit, drop down the wards. VP, can they time the jump? As Roshan's falling, they're going to try and get on the back lines. They found Immersion, they're able to burst him with the finger. Immersion goes down, buys back straight away. They do not want to give up this Roshan, ASM.GMB.
They might have to. They blew the BKB for the buyback. That's a solo play right there.
And Save, he tries to jump in to get the steal. He's not going to be able to find it. They did, however, get the kill with the Chakram from DM.
That's sick.
So something there for
A lot of
VP.
XP. But I'd really like to see them for future fights, you know, Timber players. Tell your team not to kill that camp. DM consistently is taking these fights with no stacks because he isn't able to tank creeps in the jungle before the engagement. And they've lost Save, and there's an Aegis to the enemy side. So yeah, go straight at the high ground. So much sustain now, plus the evasion. No one will just smack this tower. Forces the glyph, but I don't think they're going anywhere here.
I was just saying, with this butterfly gyro, Halberd, Io, very hard to fight these cores right now. So what VP's got in Tier 3 down. Gonna have to make a jump soon. DK. Oh, straight into a stun! Oh, immediately gets caught there as he zips in. What got him? Was he straight into a missile? No, I missed. Either way, he zipped in and he was caught out straight away. They're going to buy back there on the two of them, DM and GPK.
Was it a? It wasn't a pre-click hex. No, was it a?
It was the tether. Oh, right from the eye. The tether stun got him. It tripped him up, and now he's coming in with the buyback. Zips in. But with the BKB, they're going to grab an immersion. They'll bring down the Tusk. Save will fall though, and again, BKB for Nightfall having to be used to back off. He's on the back. They've got the control on DM. DM needs help. He needs it soon. The Lotus is out, but the Dunk's there. It's DM dieback. Out for 90 seconds.
I think that's all she wrote, Owen. I mean, that's just it. I mean, they hit the timing. The Paladin Sword 2 for the extra read. Like, you're not killing them. As you said, double evasion against 0 methods of piercing it. And the BKB timing for VP, it was solid, but AfterLife, you know, he's always there to peel when necessary. That's 2 racks. ASM.GMB, they're going to sweep around, look for a third.
They just can't kill these cores right now. The Satanic done on no one. He's not going to die. She's still on Dream. These heroes, they just don't die. You can throw everything that you've got at them on VP's lineup. And down 15k, you've got to catch them completely on their own with the full lineup of your squad. Otherwise, there's just no chance of killing these heroes in a fight.
Survivability seems to be the name of the game. Thought VP's cores would be too tanky, but it turns out it's ASM.GMB just indestructible. They're looking to get him from behind, but I don't know if this is going to work.
Safe, pretty far away from the base. He has got a TP, so if he wants to rejoin the effort from the high ground, he can do so. Basher done on Nightfall, so a little bit of control, but still the damage is the big issue.
Just getting megas here.
Nightfall's going in. Look at that hex off of the finger straight away. They're focusing down Dream. Can they bring down this outside? They're dragging back. They've got the swipes building up, but the cheese is off. Dream back up to full HP. They turn. DM's down. Save as well. GG. Game over. As ASM.GMB will take this second game. And, I mean, you got to be honest, it looks like Brian was indeed right. This Ursa pick just didn't have a great game, amongst many other things.